Okay, so the first thing you want to do is take your frame and get rid of all the white parts of your frame picture. And then you're going to want to take your famous work of art and integrate it in the frame. So what I'm going to do is get an 11 by 5 by 8.75 document, and then I'm going to bring all of my pieces in there. So I'll start bringing my frame in. Now if it doesn't show up, that means it was too big and you have to make it smaller. I also have to stretch it or change it a little bit because I have a landscape picture as opposed to a portrait. So now I'm going to bring my artwork in there, and that's obviously too big. And I'm going to put that behind there. So that it fits. I might have to stretch it just a little bit. I don't suggest doing too much of that. I'd rather see you crop a little off and distort it. Okay, so now I've got my picture. So I need to merge those two layers together. So I'm going to click on one of the layers, and then I'm going to hold down the control key, click on the other layer, and then I'm going to right click on those layers and say merge layers. It's only going to merge the ones that are both highlighted. So now I've got my picture. Now I'm going to bring in my background. And my background's kind of small, so I have to make it a little bit bigger. And just because my picture looks a certain way doesn't mean I have to have that whole picture in there. I can totally get her out of there and just have him looking at the picture. If I want to make somebody reacting to the picture, then I can decide which character would be better for that. Actually, neither right now. So I'm just going to crop it like this. All right. Now, sometimes you see that there's some extra picture around there, and you're like, you want to get rid of it? All you have to do is take the cropping tool and go from one end to the other, and that will crop off anything that's not showing on this canvas. So now I'm going to put my picture in the room, in the gallery. It looks kind of fake, but we'll deal with it. All right, so now what I have to do is put it in perspective. And I'm going to put it on this wall and have her looking at it. And so I'm going to use the distort key. So I'm going to go Image, Transform, Distort. And I'm going to actually just put the corners of this picture at the corners of this. And you have to readjust each time that you bring it in. So let's see where she is. And click OK. And then obviously we've got a problem with her being in the way. So what we're going to do, I have to fix it a little bit more. Image, Transform, Distort. I'm going to make it more transparent so that I can fix it better. And I'm going to put this down right on the frame that's already on the wall, so this is pretty handy for me. But otherwise I would be doing it parallel with the ceiling. And I'm guessing where that is. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the painting that's over her head so it looks like she's in front of it. So I've got it transparent. And I'm going to erase, not that. I'm going to erase her head. No, painting. There. I'm going to erase the painting where she is looking. So then it's going to make it look like she is looking at this painting instead of the other painting. So I can't see her face very well. There we go. She really doesn't have a face. Okay. So now I'm going to put that back up to full opacity, and it should look like she is looking at that painting now instead of the one that was there before. Still don't like that. But anyway. Okay. So now I need to have something happening that's reacting with this painting, and I have this splash, so maybe I'll do something with this. So I'm going to take my magic wand, get rid of all the white, and I'm going to bring that splash down to my gallery picture. But I got to make it smaller because I have a feeling I'm going to have to do that. Okay. Wrong one. All right, so I've got this splash, and I want to somehow do something where it's splashing her. No idea what I'm doing. Too much. Okay, so she doesn't look like she's getting wet at all, but. And so I'll probably erase parts of it that are on the picture itself. And tilt it, somehow make it look like it's coming out of the picture. Because somehow this picture has to have something that's reacting with the human world. And I totally don't like that, but anyway. And then maybe put some puddles of water on the floor, do some different things, add some different things. Maybe put some snorkeling equipment on her as she's viewing this. And just keep adding things to make it more interactive, more interesting. And then you also have to add shadows to things, and so I'm going to put a shadow on the wall. When you do shadows, some people are doing this shadow all the time. The second one, do this one because it's got a blurrier, fuzzier appearance to it, and it'll make it look more realistic. So here's without the shadow, here's with the shadow. All right, anybody think of anything I can add? Yes, no? Crickets. Okay, I can also add more, like other pictures in the gallery that would relate to this. Maybe I could do another one over here where somebody is reaching out and helping her over here. So I could look online for some kind of a painting of somebody mopping or something like that. I'm going to. Okay, so now I'm going to add some additional things. Precious. I'm going to add some additional things to my picture. So here's a caution. Ugh, that looks bad. Okay, you want to know how to fix up those edges really cleanly? Yes, Mrs. Deese, we do. Okay, so I'm going to take the polygon lasso tool and go right up against the edge and do a straight line like that. And then push delete. And then it gives me a much cleaner edge. Personally, I should just go back in and find another clip art, but we'll deal with this for now, since it's a straight edge thing. This class is so good. Listen to how quiet they are when they're listening. Okay, so now I can put that on the floor. I'm glad it's in the right perspective. And I'm also going to maybe turn down the light on it a little bit because it seems a little bit bright. Thanks. Nothing. Okay. And then I'm going to put a shadow on it, but I have to change the direction of the shadow. And a lot of times you guys don't change your directions of your shadows. So it looks like something is floating. So right now this looks like it's floating above, so I have to change it like that so it looks like it's actually on the floor. If I go like that, it's floating. If I go like that, it's on the floor. Do you see the difference? You can also burn the floor a little bit. Take the burning tool and burn on the floor where it is so that it has a little bit, that's not the right burn look, but where it has just a little bit of a darker area. Okay, can you guys wait on that? Oh, it's time. Okay, so now I've added a mop with a shadow and the caution wet floor sign with another shadow. So you can just keep adding things until you feel like your picture is complete.